year is 2005. Me and my mum are walking through the little toy aisle in Asda when little undiagnosed autistic me spots something out of the corner of her eye. It's a bright blue packaging with vibrant colours and cute little animals on it. It's the perfection salon and it's everything I've ever wanted. Except I'm now 24 years old, working a minimum wage job in the UK where there is currently a crippling cost of living crisis, and for some unknown reason these animals now cost more than my 8-hour shift. As someone who has always loved collecting these animals, I want to dive into that because it's just not fun anymore. I'm going to keep this brief because I assume if you're watching a video like this, you're probably already familiar with Littlest Pet Shop. Even if you don't collect them, you're probably at least aware of what they look like and what they are. But just in case you're not, here's a very basic rundown. Littlest Pet Shop were initially introduced in 1992 by Kenner, but no one cares about those pets. I'm sorry, Kenner. You just didn't do it right. The year is 2005. Hasbro takes over. They make them these cute bobble-headed animals in all these different colour palettes, all these different moulds, and kids eat them for breakfast. Hundreds and hundreds of pets are created. Cats, dogs, iguanas, guinea pigs, hamsters, birds. You like that animal? There's probably a pet. And then it's 2014, and for some reason they start looking like this. And this. And whatever the hell this is supposed to be, like, I don't know, what even is that? There's this weird show that looked like this, and Blythe dolls that look like this for some reason, but overall, most people my age were interested in pre-2014 Littlest Pet Shop. The good old days, the nostalgic days, childhood. No hate if you collect the other generations past 2014, they deserve love, someone should love them. Just ain't me. For me, it's definitely the softer colour palettes and the personalities that come with the generations 1 to 3. I have so many pets from these generations and it still never feels like I have enough, because even if I have one pig, I don't have the other pig, and they're obviously two very completely different pigs. Like, look at them. Sure, some of them look silly and goofy, but most of them are just cute little guys who deserve love. So why am I making a video that's so negative about collecting them? Fakes aren't fun. Well, for starters, Littlest Pet Shop has a lot of fakes. Especially of the earlier pets. Many of them are like weird little squishy guys with bad paint jobs, but some of them don't even look that bad, but they're still fakes, and no one wants fakes in their collection. I mean, okay, some people do because they're easy to find and it kind of looks the same if you don't look at it too long, but I don't. You might not do. There are literally Reddits and Discords dedicated to helping people figure out if the pet they found is fake, because there are that many of them now. It's just become such a rampant issue when collecting that even I, someone who I would say is confident at looking at a pet and knowing if it's fake or not, I struggle. And then you don't account for the people who are obviously selling fakes on purpose. And then there's the people who are using fake images of real pets, but they're selling fakes because they're scammers. It's just that bad that you don't even know who's genuine and who's not anymore. I sometimes speak to like mums and dads who say that how can they be fake when I purchased them on eBay years ago for my kid. Like, are they real? I don't know. They could be scamming me. They might not know. I don't know. They don't know. You don't know. And it's just gut-wrenching to have a little parcel come to your door. You think you found your dream pet, and there it is, a fake, and it's not good and it's not nice, and it's just such a rampant issue that it puts that extra layer of effort when you're collecting to scroll through, look at it, verify it, then click purchase, and in the time you're verifying it, if it is legit, it's probably sold. I've had that happen to me before where I'm waiting for a response in a Discord and oops, it's gone now, guess it wasn't for me. I find it annoying, and that's one of the reasons why I don't find it fun anymore to even browse for pets, let alone buy them. But bringing up fakes does lead me into my main key issue with the current Littlest Pet Shop community, and that's main fives. Main fives aren't fun. This is going to be kind of a controversial point because I feel like main fives are just such an accepted part of the Littlest Pet Shop community, and I'm just not in on it. Like, I just haven't brought into it for some reason. Honestly, the term main five gives me such irrational anger inside my entire body that, like, oh, I don't get it, gang. I don't understand how we gave these 5 animals so much respect. So for those of you who don't know, once upon a time there was Sophie Garrett. I was an OG. I've been here a long time. I didn't watch Littlest Pet Shop Popular, but I did watch Summer Camp and I did watch CSI. I remember the Sophie Garrett channel having quite a few copyrighted videos due to the songs she used in them, so I'm going to assume that's probably why the switch was made. But anyway, Littlest Pet Shop Popular was mostly a Sophie G TV show, and that's what birthed the main 5 concept. I can't explain it. I don't even know if any of us knew that Popular by Sophie G TV was gonna get as big as it did. It was huge. It's like if you go into the Littlest Pet Shop community now, talk to anyone in the collectors community, they know what Popular is, they know the characters, they know the names. It's just something universal in this community. But anyway, Popular birthed this whole idea of main 5 pets. I'm talking specifically about the short-haired cat, the dachshund, the spaniel, the collie and the Great Dane. Those who aren't fully following, that's because the main characters in the series Popular were these pets. They just kind of became the most popular pets through existing and being picked by Sophie. I wonder if it would have had the same effect if Savannah was an iguana. Would iguanas become a main 5 if Savannah had been the iguana? I don't know. Like, obviously it can be argued these pets are the most popular because they're cats and dogs are popular and cute animals, especially spaniels with their big fluffy ears, and dachshunds with their little sausage dog bodies. Like, these are popular cute animals with kids anyway, but these specific molds are so sought after due to Sophie GTV that people will literally put the names of the characters in the title or description. You're not just buying a dachshund 675, you are buying an authentic rare Savannah Reed. And I think that's where we can acknowledge that Sophie GTV and Popular created main 5s. It's just a fact. Am I partially salty that I didn't get these pets as a kid? Obviously I am. Like, of course I am. Who wouldn't be? I did get Brooke as a child though, so I am going to show her off in all of her bobbly-headed goodness whilst I'm here, because she's probably the only one I'll ever have. But my biggest issue with the whole main 5 thing is that it's completely manufactured. I have a degree in marketing and I understand basic supply and demand, which is what a lot of people call this. They say, well, there's demand for these molds, so of course the price is going to be higher. But it's completely manufactured. It's just not real. The people who are willing to spend hundreds on Littlest Pet Shop are just creating an artificial market and are kind of just creating a fake scarcity that is inflating the prices of these animals. If you show one person you're willing to spend £200 on an authentic Littlest Pet Shop, then of course opportunists are going to pop up and try and upsell from 200 to 210, 20, 30, 40, 50. And then we're just in a vicious cycle of the price going up and up and up, because as time goes on, it's considered more rare. And it really isn't. It's just not just the sellers, it's the buyers too, because you are creating that price when you offer it. And I know some people will just do anything to see their collections complete, or at least have more main 5s in their collection. But we can't ignore the fact that this has become such a problem now that it's spread to every single short-haired cat, every single collie, every single dachshund. Like, every single main 5, even if it's not that specific character, is just worth so much money now that, again, it's taking the fun away, because, like, how do you ever afford that? I can't afford one of them, let alone like 10 of them. And not even just that, but I've seen it spread to other cats and dogs. Kitten cat, Persian cats. I've seen this problem now where this price is getting added onto other molds. And like, what is the matter with you people? Why are you paying this much for these animals? I don't understand. When I got back into collecting around 2022, because I had money issues for a while. We don't talk about my money issues, but I had them. It was clear to me that this was no longer an affordable hobby. It wasn't something where I could set myself a £10 budget every month and buy a couple of pets. Those days are kind of gone now, and that's kind of heartbreaking, because it's meant so much to me for so long, and now I just have to watch it slip out of my bracket. I can't afford this hobby anymore, and obviously that takes the fun out of it for me, and I know not everyone is in the same boat as me. Some of you can afford to spend more, and that's great. And I understand that Littlest Pet Shop aren't necessities. I'm not owed by the world cheaper Littlest Pet Shop, and that's kind of not what I'm getting at. But what I'm getting at is when you create the idea of main fives, and you create the idea that these pets are rare and worth more, the price will only continue to rise. And personally for me, I think even if I had hundreds to spend, I'm not sure I would put it on one pet, because realistically that just means I'm part of the problem and I'm perpetuating the issue that I'm talking about. I am in other expensive hobbies and I still have a hard limit of no, I will not go above this amount. And I think for me, I probably wouldn't spend more than maybe £30 on a Littlest Pet Shop. And I do want to add a disclaimer here, because I know they're going to get brought up. Things like Comic Con Cat, Comic Con Hippo, the mail order pets, and some of the regional exclusives, they are what I truly consider rare. Those things will exist in every single hobby, and they will always be worth more than just the regular pets that were sold worldwide, right? Like, I understand that. Even with basic fun, when they created the Comic Con dragons, I consider those more rare, even though they were only released last year, and even though they're Gen 7, which, like, Gen 7 is it's a whole other video. Gen 7 is a whole other video. But even those dragons, you know, they are just part and parcel of being in any kind of space like this. There are always going to be exclusives, and that's kind of the only time where I look at something and go, yeah, okay, that's rare. And again, going from main fives, it kind of glides straight into my last point, which is just the overall cost. The cost isn't fun. I've kind of been whining about prices the whole time, but I really want to hit this one on the head, because it's just become a case of resellers profiteering and people who are ignorant to the hobby trying to make a quick buck when they find some in the attic. I'm not sure if it's kind of like the growth in 2000s nostalgia, or if we're all just in a part of our lives where we're maybe going back through what we used to own and going, I don't need that anymore, and then we're trying to sell it. I don't know what's made it come and sweep the internet the way it has right now. But even now, just to purchase some basic pets, you're sometimes looking at between £10 and £15. And I'm not talking about cats, I'm not talking about dogs, I'm talking about any and all basic little guy. You can argue this is just down to ignorance, like I said, or you can argue it to scamming and profiteering, but it's everywhere now. I can't seem to escape it. And you can also argue, well, those listings won't sell, but sometimes they do, and again, that just further pushes the narrative. You can find bundles of pets that aren't really well sought after, and people are still expecting between £50 and £60 for a bundle that you used to probably be able to find for at least like 15, 20. I know back in about 2018, I wish I had a photo, I had about 35 pets. They weren't any, you know, there were none of these main fives, there were none of these sought after molds. I think I sold them for like £18 because they weren't worth more than that. And even when I briefly did kind of buy bundles and sell the ones I no longer wanted, I sold them for between £1 to £5. But now if I go on to Vinted and I put in the price range of £1 to £2, you only really find damaged pets or really, really ugly pets. It's only really when you start putting the price up to about £5 that you start to see normal regular pets that again should be less than £5. And this isn't just on Vinted either. You go on eBay and it's a problem. You go on Instagram and Facebook and it's a problem. The price of just any pet is slowly increasing, and that therefore is cutting out a lot of us who just want to collect any pet. People who used to enjoy it as an affordable way to spend their money every month. Like, I'm just stunned at how few pets I can now find for £3 and below. I'm not arguing for main fives to suddenly drop to £3, because if that ever happens, it'll be years and years and years from now. But just the basic regular little pets, like, what happened? Why have we got here? It's not fun anymore. Oh, I just don't enjoy the hobby anymore, and it's such a shame, because I really, really do love Littlest Pet Shop. And one day I just hope that the people who are in this hobby, just for the sake of seeing money, start to move away, and maybe prices will start to lower, and we'll move away from our current idea of the market and start to go back to what it was and always will be about, which is just passionate people who want to collect parts of their childhood. But the thing is I do fear it's only going to get worse from here, because the more people see listings going up and pets selling for £12, they see an opportunity to make £12 every single pet, or £15 for 3 basic pets, or just some random amount that it should have never been. It's all just about money now, I fear, and I think it's going to be a while before we see that go away. But anyway, I don't really have anything else to add at this point. My name's Kiki, and if you're still listening, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you watch this long. If you enjoyed the video, I would love it if you subscribed and liked the video. Just let me know that you enjoyed it. You know, it'd be nice to see a little thumbs up. And of course, leave a comment below, like, what do you think? How do you feel about all of this? Because I know there are people who are happy with the way the market is, and I know there are people that are like me and we're not happy with how the market is, and I think it's an interesting discussion to have in such a niche space. So yeah, let's discuss it below, and maybe I'll make a follow-up video one day, I don't know, but thank you for listening.